Tracey Brett.
First question I need to ask is, John, do you want to do this? You really want to do this? Listen to this. Gets attention, says speeches are about to start, doesn't say anything rude and hands over to Len. Tracey's written this, obviously. Before I introduce Len, we spent a rather enjoyable evening at Len and Val's place, discussing the things we're going to do tonight.
What's your name?
Behave yourself, misbehave later. And one of Len's ideas was the bridal march and the traditional song we wanted. And he whipped off to find a CD. And we sat there drinking, discussing the rest of the evening's performances, and all of a sudden this music started playing. What the hell's going on? I think maybe we need to hear it. Amanda, can you perhaps turn it on? This is Len. Over to you, Len.
Let me adjust this for you. Bring it down to a short list. Craig, I should say thank you for that, but this is going to be a bit tricky because the people I should be addressing are behind me. So if I come around here, can you hear me without this thing? No. No, I couldn't do that.
Yes, you can. Good photo, Tracey.
Yes, can move it.
You can just slip it out.
He's pulled the plug in.
Sing something. Sing something. Yeah. Well, it's a bit difficult to follow on from that, but those of you that were observant will notice that aeroplane actually went that way.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's my pleasure tonight to propose the toast to the bride and groom. And you know, how many people here have daughters? Would everyone with a daughter please put their hand up?
Put your hand up, John.
There's a fair representation there. I think any of those that have raised their hands would agree that having daughters is a pretty special sort of a situation to be in, and giving away your first daughter is even extra special. And it was, I must say, that you look forward to some things in life and you have trepidation in others. And I would have to say on this occasion that, you know, passing Tracey's hand to John, there was no trepidation at all. John? It would have to rank amongst one of the most wonderful things I've had an opportunity to be involved in. And what a happier couple you would be hard-pressed to find anywhere. I'm a bit of a loss to know why it is that the father of the bride is obliged to make this speech, because probably more so in the situation that Tracey was raised in with me chasing those noisy aeroplanes around the place. Her mother probably had a greater part in her upbringing than in the average case, and really I must say that
She's over there.
We've waited a little while for this this event, and Sheila, I must say, thank you for the lend of your son. I mean, I've taken on another son, and it's lovely that you're here with us this evening. Sheila and John, I never knew your father, Rob, but I'm sure if he could be here, and I'm sure he's here in spirit, he would be so proud of you and the whole event. Now I must say that traditionally these events are probably organised by the parents, and I must advise you on this occasion, the parents had very little to do with it. It was taken completely out of our hands to the extent that we were really, as Craig said from the list of what should occur next. Lee will stand up and do this. So following instructions, but I must pass on congratulations to both John and Tracey. They have organised this. They have they've done it themselves. They chose the venue, the guest list, which is probably a fair percentage of you who unfortunately haven't had the privilege of meeting it, and hopefully we'll meet most of you before the evening is over. It was extensive. It was subject to a fair degree of scrutiny, and I'm surprised that we managed to contain it within the group that's here tonight. And what was the last count?
10, 15.
I think there's something like about 135 of you gathered here, which is hard to believe.
Don't tell me that.
Proceedings till now, I've enjoyed immensely, and I'm sure that things will just continue to improve as the evening matures, for want of a better term. Yeah. I'm not going to make any cute speeches about things I've caught John at or Tracey.
Oh, go on.
I have no doubt those things will come to So, without further ado, I'd ask you to change your glasses and be upstanding and drink a toast to the bride and groom, John and Tracey. What's the instruction sheet say now? Sit down.
I have to make my way all the way through here now. All the way through here.
Thank you, and it was pretty lovely actually. call on John, I'd like to tell a little story. Pretty short story. John's out drinking one night, as he does most nights. Well, during the day as well, but I only put up with him about 8 o'clock, so he's quite sober at that stage. We staggered down Great Smith Road, found a nice seedy little takeaway bar, and proceeded to make our way home via my place. And we called in there, we snuck in the door, the man was asleep, and kicked it off early. And someone said,
Someone.
I said. You said.
let's see if we can sneak in a bed with Amanda. Amanda, can you stand up, please? Come on, you're on your feet, mate. Hurry up. There's not something going on until you stand up. John, that maybe he should take his clothes off. I turned around and could have been down his undies at that stage.
Good on ya!
And as he sort of proceeded to snuggle up, I thought this could be interesting. I might just pee in through the door. Peer in through the door, I think. How long is this going to last? And he snuggled up there and here, John, get out of bed!
Sprung.
Next day I said to him, how did you know it was John? He said, oh, you felt all squidgy. You'll be pleased to know that he's been running every day since then. He's lost 1,400 kilograms. He's an absolute Iron Man. And he beat it up here real quick. Come on, John.
The only thing I can say about that is it's absolutely true. So nervous, I need notes. And it was absolutely Groover's idea, the whole thing. I don't want to do it.
Just like last Saturday, obviously. I was right for weird.
Len has a way of summing up occasions like this. I've known Len over the last 3 years, and throughout that time it's apparent that he has an ability to kind of look objectively at things, life in general, and encapsulate it in prose like that. It's very hard to follow.
That was good though.
It's extraordinarily honest, and it's just something that Len, that is part of Len that we all love, and I certainly have grown to love. But what a great day! absolute ball so far today. There is something very special indeed about having all your family and your friends all around you in one place at one time. It doesn't happen very often. You have a lot of your friends in one place and you have a lot of your family in one place, but it doesn't very often get them all here in the same place at the same time.
Just wait for your funeral.
It's a marriage, a funeral and a tax order. The foremost, I'd like to thank Lynn and Val for Tracey, for raising her and creating her and all those things that have made her today. And thank you both very much. I think Lynn was a little bit, over the top about Tracey and I organising this thing. We had a fair old crack of it, but I have to say that Lynn and Val were critical to making it what it is today. The very, very good thing that they're both good at is picking out those traditions that make the atmosphere of a wedding all important. The wedding march. It wasn't the aeroplane passing by. It really was the bridal march. And it was their idea, and it was something that I think is important when that bridal march happens, everybody looks around and there she was, and I certainly did. They have an absolutely exquisite way of making people feel at ease and part of their family. That's something that's a crime. Could you get that job? I'm on holiday. They do have an extraordinarily efficient way of making you immediately feel at home. I feel like I'm part of the Mills family, and I did from a very early time. They have an ability to work you out, make you feel at ease, and from very early on I felt like I've been part of their family, and that's absolutely fantastic. I have a couple of brand new friends straight away. Right from the start I get Kieran and Warren. And unfortunately, Kieran lives a little far away, but...
Will you post me bail?
Come and talk to me anyway. I've got to do some thank yous because Tracey told me I had to. And one of them was... my side of the list, because she's got all these other ones to do, and she's got the really sort of difficult and complicated ones, so I get the easy ones. I've got Julian and Rick who are going to down there on that's him clapping himself down there. It's Julian and Rick are going to join the band later on, and you'll be astounded. These guys are totally outrageous. And in particular, Rick came all the way from Sydney over for the wedding today, and Ian and Jamie, they came from Sydney as well. Everybody comes from Sydney. And Jane Warren came all the way from Melbourne to come here today, which is marvellous. Thank you, Jane. I have to thank Mark Cooper for the car. I don't know whether you saw it. All right. And it was raining in Taupo this morning. It was a great drive. And my family... absolutely flies. I'd like to say a little something about my family, and they're sort of gathered here. Again, today we've got this whole Heimsath Tread Gold Lorimer plan all in one place for the right reason. we have been in the same place of late a lot, but always for difficult times. But now we're all here for the right reason, and that's absolutely terrific. I'd just like to say that these guys all deserve a medal for the last couple of years. It's been the hardest time for everybody, including Mum, of course. but particularly the rest of the family have all pulled through these really hard times for us, and they are absolutely fabulous. Fantastic to have Mum here today, of course. She's been a bit crook for a little while. She's recovering now. We're in the recovery. Won't be too long now before she'll be kayaking and rock climbing and all that again. I have to say though that I can't say how important it is to have Mum's unfailing support. She gives it unashamedly and without thought to her own self. I have had Mum with me forever, and I will forevermore. Mum and Dad had very, very special skills. They were terrific at raising this family, and their honesty and integrity, kindness and sensitivity is something that I do reflect on almost every day, and something that I'll draw on through the rest of my life. If Dad were here today, most of you would know him. You would. He was that sort of guy. He had an ability to sort of get inside your head and work out who you were, and then all of a sudden you were his best mate. He was utterly unique, and he would have absolutely loved today. It is a little strange coming from that sort of a background that I should have such strange previous opinions about marriage. That is, I admit, odd. But it turns out that if you put a few drinks in me and we had a bit of a dinner or something, you probably have had the benefit of my philosophy on marriage in the last few years. Well, not the last few years, a few years before that. I used to say that marriage was either redundant or it was dangerous. I said that either you're committed to one another or you're not. If you're not committed to one another, it's dangerous. If you are committed, you've done it already and it's redundant. I was wrong. What we did today feels so utterly natural. If you feel like this about someone, you simply want to celebrate it, and you want to tell everybody about it, and you want to yell it from the rooftops, and that's what we did, and it feels exactly right. So. I did say that if I was ever married, I would eat my hat. So I'd like Amanda to bring the hat out. At this stage, all I leave is the broom. All the rest will be later. In fact, we're going to Fiji and chocolate cakes go off, so you get the broom's quite chewy.
Did you buy them?
Yeah. No, I haven't put enough more than I can chew. Tracey is absolutely the best thing that has ever happened to me. It wasn't easy. She was not impressed at first.
Good call!
I think Nan's got something about it later. But I did stick to my guns. I did sort of
Made me do it.
feel from my own point of view that it was right from the start, and I wouldn't let her go, and I just kept bothering her, and ringing her, and finally she sort of conceded a little bit to my attempts at wooing her. She did say to me she would not live with me until we had seen 4 seasons.
Movie?
Oh, Jesus, I wish I'd thought of that. The movie would have been excellent, unfortunately. I actually came up with a different technicality. Because we met at the very end of autumn. So 7 months later it was the beginning of summer, and that was 4 seasons that I was listening to. So I tried very hard to get her to live with me. She wouldn't have it. She sort of hung on for ages, and it took a lot longer than that. And that's when I realised that the decision-making process was not going to be one-sided. And we very much need to work things out with Tracey in order to get any sort of a result. When we were looking at information for our vows and things before we got married, we saw this fantastic thing from Albert Einstein, and he on his 50th wedding anniversary, he said when he and his wife got married, they had an agreement, and the marriage continued on that basis, which was that she would make all the little decisions and he would make all the big decisions. And he said, unfortunately, well, amazingly, over 50 years married, there hadn't been a single big decision. There's something that I write on all my cards to Tracey, or on my birthday or anything of that sort. It is that Tracey has all my love, always, and that's the case tonight. Well, there's a formal bit. I've got the bride chicks thing. I've got to propose a toast to the bride chicks again. I'm only kidding. In fact, the great thing about getting together with someone is that you get all their friends as well. And 2 of the friends that I've got along the way, and I hope they think the same thing as me, is Diane and Kieran. They are fabulous friends of mine from now on, and they're stuck with me because you know what it's like with Tracey as well. You don't get out. It's a one-way mission's free. You pay to get out. I think you'd all agree that Diane and Kieran are absolutely devastating tonight. And I think I'd like to propose a toast to the bridesmaids. It's mine.
I didn't know you were like that. Quite nice, isn't you?
He's a lawyer.
Tracey's little sister. Where is she? She's just bought an apartment in London. Mind you, IRA territory, you got this. But she made it out here. And I think she should say a few words. Come on. Bring your chair with you. Come on. Bring your chair.
Okay, on behalf of the bride chicks, that's what we are. We'd actually like to thank Tracey and John very much for choosing us to share on such a special occasion. And it's an honour for us to be here as your bridesmaids. We wish you all the love and happiness in the whole world. And we love you guys so much. And you make the best couple, and I'm sure everyone here would agree.
Back up again.
What now? Outrageous politics? Where did that come from? Hang on, Tracey, that's my for you.
Was it my turn?
No.
Got something for you.
Box of shoes.
Oh no, I know what it is.
It's a shoebox. I finally managed to track it down. It was a good friend of ours who used to keep all his valuables in his passport, birth certificate, valuables, watch his father gave him many years ago. Anything you loved, he kept in this shoebox. And he was a flatmate. And one day Tracey was out drinking in London. This is a London flat, so I should have mentioned it. They were early days, before John. John was probably there, actually.
Somewhere else.
One day Trace came home and she wasn't feeling too well. Crashed out in the bed and got a little bit lost in the massive space of the London flat. And ran into the wrong room. And the only thing she could find was this shoebox. And there she did. Sorry, Val, I had to say it. She denies it to this day. But I want her to come clean now. I want Tracey, I want you to own up. Own up and grow up and be somebody. But don't be a carpet all your life. You'll only get walked over. Come on, Trace, let's be
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it.
Thank you, Craig. That was quite mild, I think. Very mild.
I thought it was going to be nice.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming today. John and I have spent many months now planning this, along with support and help from a lot of people. We struggled with what we should do, whether we should run away to Fiji and do what you do when you get to our age and flag all of this lava performance. But then we decided, well, you're going to get one chance in life to have all your friends and family together in one place. And such a joyous occasion. And so we decided to go to Full Lock. And we're having a lovely time. Absolutely wonderful. Firstly, I'd like to thank the beautiful bridesmaids. Kieran, Diane and I go back many, many years. We could say, well, Kieran and I many years. Sisters, Diane and I, nearly 20, I think, which is saying something. I can honestly say some of the best times I've had in my life have been shared with Kieran and Diane, and more recently with Johnny. There's one particular incident at a particular restaurant. No, not the
Don't go there,
details. No details, just a particular restaurant in Dubai by the name of Copacabana. I think it would have to go down in history as one of the best nights of my life, and it was with these three people. And were you there that night, Leanne? Yes. And Leanne.
Can I get the details?
beautiful. No details. I'm sure tonight will go down as history just as much, but that was one wonderful occasion of many that we will share together now. Shane Kieran's a little bit far away to have so many, very many of them, but maybe that's good for our stomachs, souls, or whatever. Who else do I need to thank? I could thank a lot of people. First of all, Heather and your mum and Vanessa and Desiree. What a wonderful, wonderful job you've done today with the tables and the floral decorations. You made lots of beautiful. Auntie Judy made the beautiful bridal cake over there. It's just looking absolutely exquisite. Very, very clever. And Craig, I was going to thank you, but that's But John said I had to thank you on the end. So thanks for taking it all together, I think. I'd also like to thank Mum and Dad. As John already said, I think he stole part of my speech. I left it on the PC at home. I'm sure he mixed part of it. So it makes it a little harder for me. But as John said, you know, we didn't take the sort of traditional method in organising this wedding. It's perhaps been a little harder for my mum and dad than it could have been. They had to do well, not easier maybe. They had to take a bit more of a back seat than perhaps the usual ma and pa would. We just, as John's already said, we just like to thank you, and we really appreciate how much support you've given us just quietly behind the scenes, and that you've allowed us to make the choices we've made today and do the things that we've done to make our day so special and so just to share a little thing with you today, I am the #1 Mills granddaughter. My grandparents over here, I'm sure they're as happy as I am today to finally see me married off. That's about it. I have the grand old job of proposing a toast to the spunkiest groomsman in a non-traditional manner. Ian has come all the way from Australia with Jane, I think about 12 months ago, nearly to the day, I think a little bit earlier than this week. I think they might have inspired Johnny to do the big proposal after going to their wedding in Sydney. Thank you. When he saw that consummate bachelor doing it, he thought, oh, I might be okay. And thank you to Anthony. But John's already mentioned, if it wasn't for Anthony, I don't think any of us would be here today. When I said to Anthony, have you got any nice friends for me to play with? About 3 years ago today, I didn't imagine that the person For some reason, Anthony has been forever apologising. But seriously, Anthony, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, for introducing me to such a special person, and he's very lucky to have a wonderful friend as you. And I'd just like to get everyone to charge their glasses to the best man and groomsmen. So I haven't got a glass.
This man is the groomsman. He's my name. He's got a sense now. It's okay. It's okay.
What a truly nervous voice you had, Trace. What a truly nervous voice you had. Wonderful. I'd like to introduce Anthony, who is quite clearly John's oldest and dearest friend, as Tracey just said, from the age of 14, I believe. And quite and quite possibly the funniest man you ever likely to meet. He's worked on this for weeks. He is so hilarious. We won't even get out of here. We'll be encore after encore. This guy is unbelievable. The best thing to do is just get out of here and call him on. Hello? I'm a computer programmer. It's really mean, Craig.
Hey, you deserved it.
Well, what a great wedding. I mean, hasn't it been a great wedding, ladies? Thank you, Tracey, for the very kind words. Ian and I are so happy and proud to be attendants today.
Speak for yourself.
I'm happy to be in attendance. And I think it's a measure of both Tracey and John's character. I think that any one of us here today would be equally proud to stand beside him today. And as has been documented, I've known John for quite a while. And over the years, there have been a lot of times when I thought this day just might not come. I'm never getting married and I'm never having kids. I heard that from John for the first time when he was still a fourth former. Somewhat constrained by the grey flannel shorts. And nobody bring each other college. Well, we've more than doubled our ages since then, and I guess we've more than doubled our short sizes. I am speaking for myself. 4 or 5 years later, and John's view of marriage was still the same. In fact, he was so determined that we entered a bet. My version of the bet is very straightforward. If John was ever married, if John was ever married, hand over $1,000. I haven't worked this out. For some reason, his version is different. It's like, if I was married before John, I give him $10,000. John's career choice was always obvious. From the school days and through summer holiday work, university, overseas travel, and up to the present day, John and I have come to know each other pretty well. And I do regard my relationship with John as being more like that between brothers. I often call on him for advice. But there's one piece of advice that I received that's very memorable, and I didn't actually ask for it. In the middle of Vanessa and my wedding, after signing the register, we were relieved, we got that far, not a hitch, no problem. John says, "Did you read it?" Did I read what? You signed the contract, did you read it? John also provided a lot of support for me when my father passed away. It was a difficult time for him as well. I know that John and my father had a very close relationship. John was also there when Vanessa and I bought our first house. We were so excited to move in. John was pretty excited too. He rushed in the door, tripped down the steps, put his knee straight through the wall. Thank you for that, John.
I got Julian to fix it.
True story, you did get Julian.
But it doesn't matter, John.
About 4 years ago, John was in a bit of a sorry state. He wasn't with anyone in particular, living in a flat, roaming the streets at night, looking for someone to feed him. There are many stories amongst John's friends about this forlorn character turning up at 7 p.m, bottle of wine, looking hungry. We used to give him a bit of ribbing, telling him he did the rounds each week, us on Thursday, Heather on Friday. That was okay, he was always welcome. But it was when John started arriving on Saturday morning with the bacon and eggs to cook that I thought, no, this has got to stop. Well, in the meantime, I'd been contracting at Clare, and I had the pleasure of working with Tracey on a couple of projects. In the workplace, Tracey is one of those seemingly rare breed who know exactly what they need to do their job, and they just get on and do it. Frightening, really. But more than that, Tracey always does it in good humour. In a short space of time, Tracey gained a great deal of respect from her colleagues at Clare. And I've actually got a little example of Tracey's organisational ability. And just pass me that schedule. It's simply headed up who and what. It's an order of speeches and posters. On the left here we've got who, Craig.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't even...
The what doesn't say anything rude and hands over to Len. That's beautiful. But I noticed that I've not instructed to say nothing rude. Do it! No. Say it! Do it, please! Maybe a little bit more on that later. So anyway, back to John roaming the streets. Tracey with no one to look after but the cat. The liaison was obviously required. A chance came up. Claire were having a Friday night at the races. Tracey had a spare ticket. And I seem to remember Tracey saying to me, if you bring someone, walk them past me in the room, if I give you the nod, okay to introduce him. John duly received a guarded nod. But later in the evening, John was having a few beers. Unusual. He was dancing with no one, everyone, on the dance floor.
Unusual.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the big guy. He just fell on her. I don't know. I was so embarrassed. I just ran over, I picked him up, I steadied him, his eyes were crossed. I don't know, was it Cupid, was it Steinmacher? He just fell on her again. He'd only known her 5 minutes, he'd already broken her. On the Monday, I sheepishly went to see Tracey. She cried, I apologised. I'm so sorry. She said, that's okay, I quite enjoyed it. By that Christmas, John was begging, crawling across broken glass, begging Tracey to move in with him. The rest is history. Suddenly, John was talking marriage. This is the guy who would never get married. Suddenly, John was looking doe-eyed at babies. The guy who would never have kids. I think we all knew that at that point John had met his soulmate. In the past, two of the words most easily associated with John were bachelor and party. The ultimate bachelor who was always the life and soul of the party. John was also to have a very memorable bachelor party. Now, there are some people who would say, when it comes to a bachelor party, what goes on tour stays on tour. Furthermore, any sexual innuendo unnecessarily lowers the tone of a wedding speech. It's a diverse audience after all. There are bound to be people who are offended.
Strange thing is, John, I always thought I was one of those people. But actually, I wasn't going to mention anything until this really weird-looking thing arrived through the post this morning. It seems that John sort of left it somewhere on the evening. I don't know what happened, but I brought it along.
Oh, she's done.
A little note here says, please forward to Mr. J. Heimsath. I don't know what, it would make a reasonable swing shot, but I can't say much more than that, but maybe John will enlighten us. Tracey and John are a couple that is meant to be. John, we have shared so many good times together. We've known each other for most of our lives. I've known Tracey for a bit less than that. But in the course of our lives, we occasionally meet people with whom we form an immediate bond. Tracey, you are certainly one of those people. You have opened your heart to John's circle of friends, and it is now very, very hard to imagine you two not together. We love you both, and we know that you have a great future together. For the guy who would never get married and never have kids, I suppose this could be one down, two to go. As is often the case, not everyone that Tracey and John invited were able to be with us today. There are also those who are no longer with us, but remain close to our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please charge your glasses and stand as we think of absent friends and family.
Sit down.
This is going to be fun.
Do you want to lie there?
Yeah, lower the tone of the evening. I'd just like to start with 3 apologies. First of all, Tracey, I didn't get the spreadsheet with everyone laid out and who was going to be presenting where and what, and I presume it's just an oversight that you've got to put my speech in there, so apology number 1. Apology number 2 to Mrs. Heimsath. You may well think he is the best things in sliced bread, but he's not. And the third apology goes to John, because I apologise for accepting your invitation to come over here and attend. And I'm sure you realise that, you know, perhaps you maybe should invite me up. I mean, you've all said such lovely things this evening about John and Tracey, and it surprises me that no one's really felt the need to come forward and talk the truth. Not about Tracey.
Like I said, he's a lawyer.
It's, when John gave me a call and asked if I'd be a groomsman, I thought I wasn't quite sure really what it entailed, so I checked up the dictionary, and a groomsman was someone who's to support the best man. I sort of had visions of jockstraps and things like that. It wasn't what I was after. I found another dictionary meaning that went on and said, in fact, contrary to popular belief, the groomsman is in fact to give more of an accurate portrayal of what the guy is really like. I mean, Anthony can't, surely. I mean, he's the guy who's known him for 20 years, he's his best mate, he can't say anything like that. Craig can't, because Tracey will beat him up. Really, it's got to fall to someone. But, I think there's probably just a few things that you should know, Tracey, about John. It's
Too late for him.
it is too late, but you never know, maybe use me. one of the most important things, and I think you probably, unfortunately, some of you may already know, is that John is extremely infectious. And he is very non-discriminatory and shows total lack of tact as to who he comes in contact with, male, female, often in the privacy of his own bedroom, and embarrassingly so often in public. And there's very little you can do to protect yourself against someone like John. There's no such thing as safe John. He is very, very contagious. And of course I'm referring to John Heimsath's sense of humour. I mean, the guy only needs to open his mouth and everyone just falls around the floor laughing, and it's a very dangerous person to be around sometimes. And it was in that sort of context that I first really got to meet John. We were working, I think it was our first jobs, both of us, and we're walking down the fire escape from the 20th floor from Shortland Centre, or Shortland Town, Shortland Centre.
Of course you were.
And I was walking next to this guy, he's chortling away to himself. What's the joke? He says, I pushed the fire escape button. He says, it was me. You know, 300 or 400 people streaming out of this building. It was a huge but, walking down the stairs, we realised that we had a common interest and sort of an insatiable craving for culture. And we thought that clearly, whilst New Zealand's a great place, it didn't really hold what we needed at the time, and Europe was the answer. And we thought, well, on the way down from the 17th floor to the basement, we planned our trip to Europe.
We did.
Obviously detailed planning. And we decided that we'd head off and do the big OE and do the jaunt around Europe for a couple of months, which was it was very nice. And we saw lots of galleries and paintings and pictures of churches and stuff like that. It was really good, and we saw the Eiffel Tower too. And it was a real cultural experience, very cultural. And we got off the ferry at Calais, driving the combi which John had purchased. He did a great job, and it's still going actually. I spoke to George last night. He's still going.
George still on?
Yeah. Yeah, he said you owe him some money. We came off from Calais and we were driving on the wrong side of the road, and we were trying to work out whether we weren't allowed to do a U-turn or an N-turn because we were going the wrong way. Coming round roundabouts the wrong way, and after quite a bit of driving we decided we'd probably better pull over and just sort of take stock of the situation. So 3 kilometres past the ferry we pulled over at a camping ground and thought that really it was proper that we assimilated with the local culture as quickly as we could. And of course the obvious thing is to learn the language. And we were in France, so we decided we'd try our French. And we were actually ably assisted by 2 Dutch girls. And their French was better than ours. And they taught us a number of expressions, and one which became quite relevant to the rest of our trip was coupe des jambes, which is French for cut off the legs or cut off the legs. And we're sort of not quite sure what it meant and all the rest of it, but it actually transpires that it's what the French use when they're absolutely pissed and they stand up. And you get coupe des jambes, it's like someone really has cut the legs off and all over. And John showed us how to do that after. Obviously the French wine, while it's very cheap and very nice, it's a lot stronger than what we're drinking here. And he was really like coupe des jambes. And he used to often go around the rest of our trip, even in Spain, where French is not the principal language. And he would tell everyone that he was coupe des jambes, which is actually slightly different. Yeah, because jambon, as Anthony said, is like ham, small goods, bratwurst, you know, what do you call it, luncheon roll, that sort of stuff. And then you go around telling people how to cut off his small meat. He did learn how to order beer ×2 in about 14 languages, And it was sort of, actually Bruce, the celebrant, mentioned it early on tonight that both John and Tracey had been on a quest to find whatever it was needed to complete the rest of their lives and a partner, and it was great to be part of that quest with John around Europe. And we searched high and low, and I think a lot of the grounding was done there. Actually, the other thing was that, I digress, was that it wasn't $1,000 that he bet, because he actually said to me, he says, I bet you $2,000 I won't get married before you. I said, well, why 2,000? He said, well, 1,000 for you, and I'll pay you the 1,000 I was going to pay Anthony. I think you owe me $2,000. But on our trip, we headed south from France, as you do when you're coming from England. We went to the Loire Valley, and we were very, very well looked after by friends of our family and their daughter. And that was in the young and impressionable days when it didn't seem important to sleep. And we had an absolutely fabulous time there for 5 days, and we slept about 20 minutes. I think on the 4th day, and we left there after 5 days. We drove about 150 yards around the corner and slept for a day and a half. We saw a lot of the really good cultural things that the inside of the beat-up combi van has to offer. And it really was a good trip, and John has discarded his coupe de jambon and put on his sailing legs, and we've been on a few sailing trips and the windsurfing trips, and we could regale you with stories for many hours, except he's only this far away. Excuse me one moment. Alright. But Tracey, make no mistake, I mean, despite what I say, John is really a top candidate. I mean, he's got everything that a woman could really ever want for in a husband. And I mean, things like he has his interests. He loves children, and I think he's going to be a fabulous father. And psychologists tell us that we all have a bit of children in us, and I just sort of wondering how they're going to get it out of him. He'll be a great father. He's really he has his own interests. He's doing fantastically well at his job, and his sporting interests. And there was that time we went windsurfing on the south of France, where there's this beach and it's crowded with like rich and beautiful people, like really topless, really close, rich and beautiful people. And John decided to go for a windsurf, and it's about 65 knots, which is lots of wind, really messy waves, and he's got a skin full of line under him, and he says to go for a windsurf. He gets on, everyone's watching this guy going out, and he's really impressed, and he went, and out he went, and he went out, and out, and out. Then we got into a dispute with the French guy, because he was trying to work out how he was going to charge John for a 1 hour hire, when it took him about 5 hours to go and rescue him. He will give it a go. He's got these sporting interests. He really does try. He's good around the kitchen. He feels really at home in the kitchen. In fact, again, when we were in Europe, our home was the combi van, and so at home in the kitchen is he that he put our home in someone else's kitchen. He backed our combi van into one of those kitchen tents that people have in Europe, which has got the microwave and the fridge and stuff, and he backed it right into the tent. And I pretended I didn't know him at that stage, and he's sitting out there grinning from ear to ear, having backed into someone else's kitchen tent. He, it is true. Yeah. I wouldn't embellish anything with John. You don't need to. And just one other quick word of advice again from our trip in Europe is Tracey is it's a lot cheaper to get the rechargeable batteries, because the ordinary batteries usually last maybe about halfway through the night perhaps, and then they stop. If you get the rechargeable batteries, that means when he falls asleep with the walk person on every time, as he does, you just recharge the batteries and we'll keep going compared to the next night. Every night you fall asleep with that Billy Bragg guy who can't sing. Have it on full bore, and he'd fall asleep with the headphones on until you hear Billy Bragg going slower and slower, and louder and louder. So get the rechargeable ones. I've got... I'll finish off. I've got a few telegrams here. And these are actually...
That's what he's there for, actually.
Yeah, totally disregarding anything I've said earlier. And I'm not interested in sort of inventing puerile telegrams like, you know, couldn't make it to the races, there's a first league goes over, all that sort of stuff. Not interested in that. But we have a whole list here. This one is sort of a bit more of a visual experience. This says, to John and Tracey, happy wedding day. And it is from Jessica and Alice and Nadia. That's from them. That's from all the way from somewhere. Yeah? This one.
Oh no, the one from Richard. On the left.
Dear
Left.
Tracey.
Left.
Hey, who's telling this story? Dear Tracey and John, true love is such a rare thing. We're so happy that you found each other. Tracey, take care of him. He is such a fantastic guy. You will probably not meet a more brilliant person and blessed with lots of little Heimsaths. And it's signed by Mrs. Heimsath. Another one from Richard, who is Kieran's other half, yeah? Wishing you both joy and happiness in your married life. Sorry I can't be with you to share me a special day. My thoughts and love will be with you. Hoping to meet you soon, John. Do you fancy 18 holes at Wentworth sometime? A couple here to, actually all three of them to John and Tracey, it's a coincidence. First one, we're thinking of you on this very special day. Sorry I can't be with you, but we'll see you soon for the belated celebration. That's Steve, Marie and James in Cayman Islands. We hope you have a great time today in the future. Sorry can't be there, but the lottery has let us down badly. And anyway, it's warmer here. Gary and Fiona in London. All my love to you both now and in the future. The wine sap that used to pick fruit on the orchard has met his soulmate, Rosalie. Background in Italy. There have been quite a few telegrams come in. I've just run through a few of the names. Ross and Sandy Warman, Mike and Maggie, Esther, Rob and Laureen. Actually, they sent 2 cards. Esther, Rob and Laureen, yeah. Lauren. Melanie and Gary, Claude and Michelle, Mary and, Marg and Murray Rutherford, I think it was. Les, I'm not sure it was Les and Michelle McKenzie. And do they have either a cat or a dog? Oh, a dog. With their little paw mark on there. I thought they might have got a really sick kid or it's a dog. Actually, there's another one here, John. That's actually, this will be tricky. It's in French. This is from Isabel, the daughter of the people who say there's such hospitality in the Loire Valley. And she had a special thing for John, and I think he may have had one for her. But she says, hang on, it's in French. It's hope you don't cut your small goods on your wedding day. No. Hope you don't get too drunk on your wedding day. And P.S. Can I have my black lacy coffee shop back? Can I have my black underwear back? She wants the black lacy underwear back. And finally, just a special thank you to Paul and Kathy, Kevin and Rosemary and Kath from coming from Australia as well. Thanks very much.
We could employ this guy, he's great. It's over. Cutting of the cake. We've got to move over now to cutting the cake. Are we going to move to the cake?
Yeah, it's on the Duke.
John, can you climb in? Tracey?
This is a little decision.
Are we moving to the cake right now?
Afterwards.
Are we? No.
You're American
now.
John.
Scott Carrick tore up all the bits and pieces. I don't know what I'm doing now.
If we do the cake, then we can have all the formalities over.
Let's do that one. Alright. Hold off here. We're going to dessert now. We're going to move up to cutting the cake, and then it's all over.
Dessert first?
Dessert first.
Okay.
Cutting the cake, and then party on down. Most importantly, the guys don't intend to go home early tonight. They want to stay.
Yeah.
There's no walking out, at 11 o'clock and half 1. They are staying till the end, as you expect them to. As they know, we know them too well. So, drink up and be merry.